G'day, G.
What's up, Rove? How you going, mate?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm excited your Dream Ride tour is officially up and running. How's it going?
Yeah, we're one show down in Brisbane, and that was my biggest headline show I've ever played, which is about, close to 8,000 people. So it was very wild and surreal. And I was knackered though. God, I was played for an hour and 40 minutes. So got really tired. My body was like, oh, wow, you just went for a run for an hour and 40 minutes. Hectic.
Well, last time we spoke, you said that you had been training very hard for the tour, like learning to sing on a treadmill and even while doing handstands. So, did any of that pay off for you?
No. No. It definitely did. The show in Brisbane was outside at River Stage on like a 28-degree day. So there was a lot of humidity and just heat that I think added to the the pressure of it. But no, I think it was just like it was for the first show of this run, which this runs, the show's a lot bigger and larger than the tour I just came off from the US. So, and I've got a catwalk now, which is a lot more running. So, nah, it's all right. I did all right. I was just like throughout the show, like, wow, yeah, this is a long one.
I like the idea of a catwalk.
I know, fancy. It goes out into the audience. I get to strut. It's great.
Well, I do look forward to seeing you strut. How was opening night though? Your biggest crowd to date when you first walked out? Was it overwhelming for you?
No, when I first walk out, it's just fun. And yeah, no, I don't really get nervous. I just like get excited and then and then I'm always thinking, okay, next song saxophone. You got to remember how to do that. And then next song we're doing a drum solo. Remember how to do that. And then next is a guitar solo. So always thinking about my show is I'm changing instrument every song. So I'm always doing something. So I'm always like just my brain's ticking while I'm in autopilot performing, but I'm thinking, oh yeah, what's next and what's coming up next, and don't forget that. So yeah.
Well, yes, how is your saxophone coming along? You've only taught yourself how to play it in the lead up to the album, is that right?
Yeah, I actually finished the album and then I was like listening to the mixes of the album to approve, and I was like, man, who's going to play saxophone live? Like I don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
I don't have the room on the tour bus. I don't have, you know, I can't bring another person on the road just to play two songs on sax. And then I was like, oh, I'll learn how to do it. So then I had 3 months before the very first show in the US. And then that was my debut playing sax. So I'm still fresh. I'm like, I don't know, probably like 8 months in now of playing sax. And yeah, it's fun. It feels good. The sax is so cool because you can run around. Like when you play drums, you can't move. You're stuck on the drum throne. Where saxophone, I can run around a little bit.
The sax is a very sexy one too. That's what I like about it. Like I learnt to play trombone when I was in high school. Zero sex appeal.
Wow, trombone robe. You got to get
Can
up
you?
and play.
Oh yeah, imagine me out there. Like I'd be very helpful if you like fell over on stage. I could just come in and just go.
I love it. Wow, hidden talent of yours, Robe. Very
Yeah, man.
cool.
I want to talk about Melbourne though. You've got two shows, arenas in your hometown. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I can't wait. My guest list is absolutely pumping with every person that I've ever spoken to in my life. So there'll be heaps of, all my family and friends there. I'm gonna have some cool special guests popping up as well.
Oh.
But yeah, I can't wait. Like it's gonna be, I can't believe yeah. I know that when I walk into Margaret Court Arena, I'm gonna be like taken back a bit at the size of it and be like, wow, are we sure I sold that many tickets? We positive?
When you're going to be on stage in Melbourne in particular, will you get emotional when you think about where you started to how far you've come now?
Yeah, I'll probably definitely I cry a lot on stage, so I feel like I'll
I'm very
definitely
aware of that.
cry. Yeah. I think I'll definitely cry on stage at the shows. And even just like before I started rehearsal, I drove back to the house that I made all the music in that started my whole career and just like was a little creep in my car, just like looking at this house that I made all the music in. And I had a little tear and I was like, wow, like that's the bedroom that I made About You, my first song, and it changed my whole life. And
Hmm.
I had a little moment and I drove around the streets that I grew up in, skateboarding, listening to like my iPod, like dreaming of becoming a musician one day. So, yeah, it was a bit of a wholesome little moment for me.
Well, speaking of moments, G Flip, do you remember where you were when you discovered that people thought the opening line of your song "Disco Cowgirl" was not you singing "You're a Wild Card," but you are a wild other c word?
Yes. I think it's as soon as I released the song, um, many, many, many people DM me being like, is the first line you were a wild C word? And I was like, no, 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 I'm saying card. And then I was like, oh, my accent. Oh my God. And then I listened back to it and I'm like, oh, wow.
And now you can't unhear it.
Yeah, because I don't go heavy on my R's like an American would.
Hmm.
It does kind of sound like I'm just dropping the big old C bomb on the first lyric of that track. So there was in the audience in Brisbane, some people had T-shirts that they'd made themselves that said, "You were a wild C word." In the front row, I was like, "Oh wow, yeah, hectic."
And when you released that, you said that wasn't even your favorite song off the album. So I'm interested to know which one is.
I love "I Don't Want to Regret" because of the saxophone,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like a song that's empowering and meant to make you feel good and celebrate your wins in life, no matter how small or big. And then I really like "Let's Take This Show on the Road," which is the last track on the album, which is it's just a real cruisy track. It's a bit of a love song, so that one I like as well.
I personally love Big Ol' Hammer, and I don't know if this is appropriate to say. I find it a very horny song.
It's an absolute big old horny song for sure, Ro. It's exactly what it is.
Can I just say, I love how you connect with your fans. You recently were asking on social media for people to confess to the most unhinged thing that they have done. And you got some pretty wild responses. Did you have a particular favorite?
My favorite one will always be because I just thought it was the most absurd thing ever. They were on the bus on the way home and the bus was empty. So when they got to the last stop, which was their stop, they fucked the bus driver. I was just like,
What?
what? What? Like that one always, I never forget that one. It's so unhinged. Like you just were like, well, the bus driver's here, may as well. Like, what the hell?
Listening to some Big Ol' Hammer. Let's go.
Maybe, yeah, maybe the bus driver was an absolute fox of whatever gender,
Absolutely.
It's like, so yeah, I don't know. Wild.
And if I may, gives a whole new meaning to driver. I'll just get off here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Good one.
Okay, so what's the most unhinged thing you've ever done?
Most unhinged thing I've ever done. Man, I've done so many things that I've struggled to remember what I have done. Um, I want me and Chriselle, we had a lot of drinks and I gave her a tattoo gun and she just like tattooed my leg while I sat on her kitchen table.
Oh, which one is it? Which
That was
tat?
very early on. That's, I think, before we got married. There's just like a huge tattoo on my thigh that says "Get me out of here" in like horrible writing, which I think looks cool.
Oh, can we see it, or is that not
I've
currently
got
possible?
jeans on and it's right up here, but it is the single art to my single "Get me out of here." I've got my pants down in the middle of a Hollywood street and you can see the tattoo. It's fresh and kind of bleeding.
Okay, so what stage are you in a relationship where you say, "Hey, honey, we're drunk. Here's the tat gun. Go nuts."
I think any stage, first date, I
Yeah.
think any stage. I'm actually seeing my tattoo artist later today. And I asked them if they're going to bring their gun. So, like, you know, even not even on a date, just like a normal hangout.
Also, who just has a tattoo gun lying around the house? What are you doing?
Yeah, you can just buy them off Amazon. They're pretty cheap.
Well, look, quite frankly, I find that very terrifying. How is Chriselle going, though? Is she with you on the tour?
Yep, she's with me right now. She's downstairs at the hotel. But she'll be at the next two Sydney shows, and then she's got to fly back to the States for some award shows that she's going to. But yeah, she'll be at these next two Sydney shows, which will be cute.
And now you two have openly talked about the fact that you're hoping to become parents. How's that coming along for you? Because we're all cheering you on.
Yeah, thanks. We've been on a bit of a journey with, egg retrieval and all that. And, we've come to a lot of stumps in the road, which a lot of people have when they're going through, IVF and, you know, trying to start a family. Things don't always go your way. So we're just navigating that. And there's been a lot of roadblocks with all of it, which is a little bit sad, but we have, each other to lean on and, we're stronger together. So it'll be okay and everything will happen when it's meant to happen.
Well, yeah, well, we went through a similar thing bringing our daughter into the world. And one of the most difficult parts I found for it is that people use the term trying with the process, which feels like it's leading to a pass or fail result, which makes the whole thing even more difficult. Do you find that?
I'm trying to think of what terminology me and Chriselle use because we don't really say we're trying, but, we're pretty open about everything that's going on. And, we've just had some roadblocks, which a lot of people have, no matter if you're in a heterosexual relationship or a queer relationship, everyone has struggles. It's not as easy as, this goes in here and then whoop, we got a baby, So there's we're on our journey and, we've had some tough little times as of recently.
Well, here's hoping you get to bring a little one into the world. If so, what present can I get you? Obviously, you don't need a tattoo gun.
Yeah, we don't need any more tattoo guns, but
But
I would like some bagpipes.
oh wow, is that the new instrument?
Yeah, why not?
I would love to hear you on bagpipes. And let's be honest, all of the great Aussie songs have bagpipes in them. AC/DC's Long Way to the Top, John Farnham's You're the Voice. You have to add yourself to that list.
I need to learn. I just feel so sorry for Chriselle though, because she just gets the full brunt of me learning an instrument. Like I'll come in and be like, can you listen to this? And I put on little soirees for her every day that I'm learning. And God, it's horrible at the start, but she's like, so good, baby. Good job.
The only thing is, that'd be a pain in the ass to travel with. I don't know what a bagpipe packs into, but trying to shove it in the overhead locker would just be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, and practicing bagpipes in a hotel is a bold move.
The-
That would piss everyone. That's funny. Yeah, I should do that.
Well, bagpipes or not, I'm sure everyone's going to come see a ripper show when they catch you on tour. Thank you very much for chatting to me at the moment, you wonderful card. You know I appreciate you. Thanks, mate. G Flip, you're the best.
Thanks, mate. Cheers, Rove. So lovely to chat with ya.